I woke up feeling not great. Little groggy, still tired from last night, did not get a good sleep. So you know what the doctor prescribed? A good old-fashioned run. Let's do this. Packing the bag, taking the Nike React soap for their first outdoor run. Interested to see how they perform. Spiky travel ball, travel size foam roller for that smooth audiobook. We may need to reassess this run. It's a little bit snowy. And I don't have any shoes with grip on them. The only shoes I brought with me were my Nike React Infinity runs. And, well, let's just say they don't have the most grip in the shed. So, what do you think? Quite deep. I don't know, but we'll see. All right, well, might as well do the warm-up because we gotta seek discomfort, and this sounds like a pretty good time to do so out there in the crazy snow. Maybe we'll talk about trail shoes today. I think that's what we'll talk about. Should I buy a pair of trail shoes? And really, what is the difference between road running shoes and trail shoes? It's go time. First run outside with these bad boys. They perform admirably. My foot didn't even get too wet, which I'm pretty impressed about considering there's like little micro holes throughout the shoe, if you can see that there, but not too bad, Nike. I'm looking forward to having drier days to test these out. Put some more power into the feet, you know, all that good stuff. All right, I'm gonna go get dried off and then make some lunch, and then we'll talk about some trail shoes. And we're back in the studio, accompanied by some tea. I'm telling you guys, I am struggling today. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm so mentally drained I can barely get out of my own way. But that's okay, we're here to talk about some trail running shoes, and should I, yours truly, buy a pair of trail running shoes for the type of running that I do right now and want to do in the future. So I really need your input on this one. I would really appreciate some guidance from you experienced, crazy ultra trail runners. I need your help. I'm begging, I'm pleading for your help. And for those people that have noticed, yes, I have added some life into the set. I figured that might bring up my energy a little bit to have these three guys with me. $4.99 at IKEA. Anyway, enough about my fantastic plans. Let's talk about trail running shoes. For those of you that are unfamiliar with trail running shoes and why I would even consider buying a pair, well, they're mainly just ruggedized shoes. Like, you know those laptops that they have for military use, that they're just essentially a computer with an outer shell around them so that they're able to, I don't know, throw them off a cliff or withstand its explosion? It's essentially a ruggedized shoe. So along with that comes little grips. They're called lugs on the bottom of the shoe. They range in length. I saw anywhere from like 1 or 2 millimeters all the way to 8 millimeter I saw in one shoe. And essentially what they do is dig into the ground so you're not slipping and sliding around going up a mountain or slipping down a snowy road. Like, that would have come in handy today if I had a little bit of lugs digging into the snow to prevent me from slipping. Fortunately, I didn't fall on my bum today, but I was close. I was very close because, as you can see, the roads were so covered. With trail shoes, you'll get that extra little bit of oomph to drive you into the ground for stability reasons. You'll get a little bit more foot protection because the shoe's more ruggedized, like I just said, so you won't have rocks poking through like you might with some other lighter weight shoes. And it's a little bit more stiff, so you're not gonna roll your ankle, I guess, is the point of that. I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, I'm not very experienced with trail running shoes, so if I'm wrong with any of this stuff, I need you veterans to pipe on up down in the comments to correct me so that we can all become more experienced or just get into trail running the right way. That's what I'm trying to say here. And I guess, like with shoes, there's different types of trail running shoes. Like with road shoes, there's different types of trail running shoes. You have your light trail running shoes, which are just for nice like crusher dust path pretty much. So if someone goes out there and maintains that trail all the time and you want to just go for a nice walk through the forest, that's what you'll use, because it's just, there's no roots popping up, there's no rocks to contend with. You're not running through the forest, you're just having a lovely stroll, maybe taking the kitties out in the stroller, and you want that little bit of extra slip protection. A light trail running shoe is for you. And then we step up a notch. And this is kind of the range that I'm playing in right now, because I'm honestly quite scared to go running out in the middle of the forest or running up the side of a mountain. That just doesn't sound like a good time for me right now. I'm being honest. I'm a very anxious person. So being out in the middle of the forest doesn't sound like a good time right now. Maybe in a little while when I get more experienced and more accustomed to being outside. But right now, no. So I'm playing around in this rugged shoe area. And that essentially just offers a little bit more protection to your foot and I guess thicker lugs or deeper lugs. So we'll probably move up to the 4 to 6 millimeter range would be my guess. That's my guess. And then we have those ultra rugged off-trail shoes for the people that are insane and love to go where no mortal has gone before. Up the side of a mountain by themselves in the forest where no one dares to go, but they do, because that's just their jam. They are intense people, and quite honestly, I'm scared of them. I'm very afraid of what those people are able to do. And if that's you, I commend you for your efforts. You are a badass, and I'm proud of you. I'm super proud of you. The shoe that I'm leaning towards is the rugged, just the normal rugged version. And that's pretty much because I just want to be able to run on snowy trails, run on snowy roads, run on icy conditions, run in slushy conditions, not have to worry about my feet getting too wet or my shoes getting bogged down or ripped and all that stuff. I have to say though, the Nike Reacts that I wore today, they weren't wet at all. I was very shocked, but I'll talk about that in the full review of those coming up. So if you're interested in road running shoes, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well for those coming up in the future. So yeah, I mainly just wanted to use it for like snowy trails or maybe running through, I kind of want to introduce rooty trails, like running through not completely clean trails, but ATV trails, I guess would be the way to describe it, where there's just some tree roots and maybe some sharp rocks. Nothing crazy though. Still a maintained trail, but just a little bit more, like a little bit more intense. That's what I'm looking for. And that's gonna come soon, I hope. But for now, just nice snowy trails. So I think I'm gonna lean toward the ruggedized shoe. What do you think? I have no clue. Is that the right one, or should I go for the just nice and easy light trail running shoe? Who knows? Please, I need input. I really need input. I don't know anyone that trail runs. I have no idea. I need input. And there's 3 main shoes I'm looking at right now. And one of the companies starts with S. I bet you know what that one is. The other one starts with H. I'm sure you know that. And the last one starts with a B. Now that's kind of like one out of left field. From what I gather from my research, this isn't a very popular trail running shoe brand, I guess. I'm not sure. You'll have to correct me again if I'm wrong. So the shoes that I'm looking at are the Salomon Speedcross 5. If you watch Seth Demore, if you don't, you should. He is a fantastic guy. He's been daily vlogging for almost over 4 years now, I think. Like, the guy is awesome. He's a very genuine person. Go check him out if you haven't already. And he really recommends the Salomon Speedcross 5s. I found a pair of Salomon Speedcross 5 GTX, which are the Gore-Tex version, and Gore-Tex is extremely waterproof. So I know that if I put those shoes on, I'm not gonna have wet feet to contend with at all. But I guess if you buy the Gore-Tex version of the trail running shoes, it's a little bit more stiff and not as a comfortable ride. I'm not sure if I'm into that right now, so I'll have to find a store that stocks both of them and compare them for myself. Do you have experience with the Salomon GTX versions? I really need some input there as well. Now moving on to number 2, and that is the Hoka Speed Goat 4. I've never owned a pair of Hoka in my life. I really want to try their running shoes this year. That's one of my goals for this year. But for right now, I'm not sure about the Speed Goat 4 just because I've never worn a Hoka shoe before, and the drop on the Speedgoat 4 is much lower than the Speed Cross, and I do like the higher drop shoes, so that's an option as well. They also have that in the GTX variant, so what's your thoughts on the Hoka Speedgoats? Is it worth it for a newbie trail runner? Who knows? I have no clue. And the one coming out of left field, this is the Brooks Cascadia 14. The reviews are extremely mixed online. Some people say it's not durable, some people say it's not breathable, some people just hate it altogether, and they say you'd rather burn your money in a fire. I don't know. Maybe they're just dramatic, or maybe there's real substance behind that claim. Have you worn the Brooks Cascadia? I guess it used to be a very popular shoe. They've made 14 variants of it, so it has to have some lag around here, right? You would think so. My throat's getting a little sore. Let me have a little sippy of tea. All right, so those are the 3 shoes I'm thinking about and why I want to buy a trail running shoe. So what's your thoughts? Do you think for the type of running I want to do, just nice crusher dust paths and snowy trails and slushy conditions, and moving up to ATV trails and hiking trails, do you think a rugged shoe is the best way to go for me? And should it be one of these 3? I'm not sure. What do you use? I'd really appreciate it if you could help me out with what you use and what type of conditions you like to run in. Now, this will be a little saga over the next week or so because I want to have a decision made on this by next weekend so I can run in some trails, take some sweet videos for you guys, bring you along for the journey so we can seek discomfort together. That's the whole point. All right, guys, I gotta go. I just gotta go get ready for bed. I'm exhausted. It's only 7:30 and I'm going to bed. That's fine. Some days are just like that, right? All right, thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't already, I'd love for you to follow along on this daily vlog. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, seek discomfort, keep smiling.